So, hello there. It's been a while, and I decided it was about time I made another video. Originally, when I started doing this, my idea was that I would document my progress learning how to sew. But I think I sort of got stuck on the idea that I needed to have some kind of finished project to show off, and I gotta tell you, I don't have any finished projects. I've been just doing mock-ups after mock-ups after mock-ups, but that is actually part of the learning process, and it's a very important one. And so in the spirit of documenting my journey, I'm going to share what I've been working on. So first off, the last I checked in with you guys, I had done mock-up after mock-up of the Megan dress, and I came to a point, I hit a wall, and I was like, hey, I don't know how to fit stuff, and I'm not going to be happy with anything that I make unless it fits me, and so I need to head in that direction. Along with this, I lost a bunch of weight, and my bra size changed to the point that stores don't carry my bra size. And I tried mail ordering from some companies, and I got the bras in the mail and I tried them on and nothing fit. And I was like, well, at this point I can continue with this process. I can keep ordering bras from these companies and paying for shipping, or I can learn how to make my own the way I want. Because I can technically find a bra, like I'm wearing a sports bra, but if I want like any sort of shaping besides like giant foam armor, I haven't found that in ready to wear at this point, and I think it would be great to know how to do that myself. So I started taking a class on, it used to be Craftsy, now it's Blueprint. And so I did I started working on the Pinup Girls classic bra, and I did a mock-up, and I thought I was being super thrifty by making it out of a t-shirt, and then I used some kind of lingerie that had stretchy stuff in it for the bands. And while it did give me an idea of the fit of this bra, what I figured out is that if my final bra is going to be out of t-shirt material, that's fine, but if it's not, then I should be making my mock-up out of the material that I plan on using, or something that is more similar. This has way more stretch. I mean, it doesn't have much stretch, but it does have more stretch than some of the other fabrics that you can make bras out of. So I started doing that, and then I tried this thing on, and I was like, hey, I kind of want the 40s pointy boobs. So I'm like, this pattern, I don't think it's gonna give me that. And so then I moved on to another pattern. Then I realized that I didn't know how to make this seam in the middle of the cup not show so much. So then I moved on to yet another bra pattern, because this one is a 1940s pattern that's Vera Venus, and she basically patterned off of a real 1940s bra, and I was like, that's the shape that I want. And so I started doing mock-ups of that bra. And through this, I pretty much learned that every new bra pattern that you try is going to have a mock-up process. And I pretty much just like made the whole getting a well-fitting bra quest take a lot longer, because I went through 3 different patterns, and if I had just stuck with the first one, the Pinup Girls Classic, and kept going on that mock-up process, I would have probably had, after 4 mock-ups, I might have had a bra that fit. And instead, I have a bunch of mock-ups that don't fit of different bras. So I actually went back and started making another version of the Pinup Girl Classic. So I think we're hitting a trend here. I can't seem to focus. So instead of hopping between patterns, if I had just stuck with the Pinup Girls Classic and kept going on that one, I could have had a well-fitting bra by now, and then moved on to the other ones. So then, before I finished doing the mock-up of the Pinup Girl Classic, this class that I've had my eye on popped up, and it was going to be starting, and I was like, ooh, that's going to teach me how to fit stuff. So I really wanted to take that class, and so I signed up for Skirt Skills with Brooks Ann Camper, and I kind of just dropped the bra thing and just went straight into working on that. And I'm actually still working through the material of the class. It's a 5-week class, and I'm like in the last 2 weeks of it. I'm working on the last parts of the class, and it's just taking me a little bit of time. So there's been a bit of unfocused sewing going on where I keep hopping from this thing to this thing to this thing, and well, I am concentrating on the skirt class right now, so that's good. I have noticed that some people have multiple projects that they're doing at once, and I haven't quite figured out how to make that work. That would be great, because I'd love to get through my bra project and have something to wear besides sports bras. The other thing that I've had to sort of get through is mental blocks, and pretty much a change of attitude about mock-ups in general. So before, I was having a whole lot of anxiety about mock-ups. Every time I went to try on a mock-up, it was like freaking me out, and I'd like set the project down for a while, and I'd have to like get up courage and then continue. I'm pretty much getting over that, and it's really good because mock-ups are pretty much like the whole trial and error thing is essential for this whole thing. I've heard, like, after hearing Brooks Ann talk, she's an amazing custom wedding dress maker, and she goes through all this mock-up, and it's like in trial and error and little tests that she does for different techniques. So even somebody who is more on an expert level still has to do that. It's not like you suddenly get to be like an amazing sewist and now you don't have to like do trials or do mock-ups anymore. Although it's deceiving because you see a lot of people on social media who don't do mock-ups. And they get away with it. But I don't know, maybe they aren't getting away with it. Maybe their stuff isn't always fitting, or maybe their proportions just fall in line closer. I don't know. But me, like, I've never had anything fit me straight out of the package or like be like really a good fit straight in the store. So I think that for me, I need to do mock-ups, and I need to not be afraid of them, and I need to embrace them and enjoy them because they're part of the whole process. So here's to loving mock-ups. I'm like curing my fear of them by just doing nothing but mock-ups. So besides having to have a change of attitude about mock-ups, there's just also other mental mindsets that like I've observed are really helpful. Like I keep, in the Skirt Skills class, I keep hearing Brooks Ann refer to things as puzzles or experiments, and I think that's really great because, you know, when you think about something as a puzzle, usually puzzles are made by somebody. Somebody designed the puzzle and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be sort of a game, and you know that there's a solution to it. So it's like, you know, puzzling out how to make a 1940s inspired bra that fits my body is a puzzle. And like, by referring to it as a puzzle, you know that you're going to solve it. It's just a matter of time before you figure out how you're gonna make it work. I think that's a much better mindset than like the place of anxiety and fear that I was coming from before, where like I didn't have a good attitude about failure. And like, you don't even have to think of any of these mock-ups as failures, because they're all just tests, they're all experiments. And like, each experiment gives you more information than you had a second ago and helps you to know what to do in the next step. So I think that's been a huge help to have sort of a change in perspective and attitude about all of this stuff. I have struggled a little bit with the whole comparison virus when I see all these people posting pictures of these cute things that they're making, and I'm like, oh, why am I not making any finished pieces? But I've chosen to work on things the way that I'm working on them, because that's how I work, and that's how like I'm learning, and I don't have to do it the way anyone else is doing it. And so it's, even though I have these moments where I'm like, oh, why am I not doing that? I know why I'm not doing that. I've chosen not to do that. I could make a bunch of gathered skirts or any number of projects that are in my current skill set, but I'm concentrating my time on building these new skills. And that's the choice I've made. And I don't think one is any better or worse than the other. It's just a different way of doing it. Going forward, I think I want to try to vlog more often and keep track of my progress, because I mean, it's like, when I don't have finished pieces, it's really easy to be like, what have I been doing all this time? But I'm looking at a table full of like projects of things that I've done that like I had to assemble, that I had to work on. They just don't happen to be things that I can wear outside of the house. And that's okay for now. I'll see you next time.